Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. This video, we're looking at the Wednesday slate. We have a 10-game slate tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, so let's get started. As always, appreciate if you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow on Twitter. Check out the website, dfsprocess.net. Check out Prize Picks if you want to get some free money when you start playing over there. You can use a promo code in the description. Without further ado, let's get started. A lot to talk about. We have a couple of teams really shorthanded tonight, so they're going to be the main teams that I focus on right now. And then once we get a lot of the other injury news, we can, pick some other teams and some other plays that look good in some other spots. So right now, big piece of injury news is Luka Doncic is questionable. A lot of these teams have their final game before the All-Star break, so we'll see if Luka gives it a go tonight or not. If he's not in, then you play Jalen Brunson, you play Trey Burke, you play Kristaps, you play probably Tim Hardaway. So basically, the whole team is really in play because of how much usage Luka gets. Harden going up against his former team, he's going to be a bit motivated to kind of put it to them. And Houston's been really bad recently. This game could easily turn into a blowout, or Harden can absolutely go nuts and they keep him out there in a blowout. And Steve Nash been playing him huge minutes, so I really have no problem with Harden. I like Harden more than Luka, more than Damian Lillard. The 9K range, it's Curry, Young, Irving, and LaMelo, and Simmons and Fox. Out of that group, I'd probably lean to LaMelo if there is no Hayward again. If Hayward's out and no Zeller, then LaMelo should continue to get a ton of usage and ton of minutes. And then I would probably go Kyrie, then Curry, then Fox, then Young, then Simmons. Fox is a little bit pricey, 9,000. The Lakers are without LeBron tonight, so I think he's a tournament option, but he's not somebody that I'm confident in unless Buddy Hield gets ruled out, because that would open up a little bit more usage. SGA's kind of been already priced up to 88. He's not somebody that I'm prioritizing. We go into the 7K range or 8K range. You have Kyle Lowry. The Toronto Raptors are the first team you want to get a lot of pieces from. They are going to be without a bunch of guys. No Van Fleet, no Siakam, no Anunoby, and then a couple of role pieces also out. Uh, but mainly, it's going to be Kyle Lowry leading the show. It's going to be Norman Powell. It's going to be Terrence Davis for value. And then you're going to have to probably pick between, like, Boucher, who's probably going to be a great play. You have Stanley Johnson, who's been priced off the bench. He's going to see some good run tonight. So Toronto's one of the favorite teams to target tonight. Lowry is going to be the first guy that I plug in here, 8,100. In the 7K range, you can look to Rozier if they are shorthanded again. Colin Sexton had a big performance last game. He's priced up, so I really don't want to go to him against the Pacers. There's a couple of games that I don't have a lot of interest in right now, like Utah, Philly, Pacers against the Cavs. Just a lot of other games that we can target tonight. In the 6K range, you have a couple of pieces, but it's going to be a bit dependent on the Houston news with Eric Gordon. I don't think I want to go to anybody else in the 6K range. In the 5K range, we have also not a ton that I really look at. Unless Luka's out, then we can play Jalen Brunson. And then they've already priced up Bruce Brown. Shake Milton has been priced up, so I'm not really looking at going to those guys. And then for value, you can look to some of the Lakers value. You can look to some of the Toronto value here. You can look to Alex Caruso with no LeBron. He's going to see some good run, even though he's probably probable. Oh, well, he's hurt, so he's probably not going to play tonight. So you're going to be looking at Dennis Schroeder, who is 5,900. You're going to be wanting to get to like Horton Tucker, who's 3,400. Kyle Kuzma didn't play last night for a heel. He was probable, so maybe they knew that LeBron wasn't going to play tonight and they wanted to keep Kuzma fresh and play him a bunch of minutes. But the Lakers are in a great spot as well without LeBron, without Davis. They are the second or the first team that you want to focus on. It's really Toronto and the Lakers right now, and then we'll see whatever other news we get on the slate. At shooting guard, I think I had like a couple of pieces here. We can go all the way up for like Kyrie or Zach LaVine, but we can also go with a lot of value here. We have Norman Powell, who's 6,700. He's going to see a ton of run without Van Fleet, without Siakam. He looks like a guy that we can try to get to. Terrence Ross, Fournier is questionable if he misses. Then Terrence Ross looks like a great play. But it's going to be tough for me not to have Dennis Schroeder without LeBron, without Davis, potentially without Alex Caruso. There's so much usage for Dennis Schroeder. He's going to absolutely eat $5,900 against Sacramento. Should be able to put up like at least mid 30s. I'm expecting probably close to 40 out of him tonight in terms of production. And then for value, we can look to like KCP is going to see a lot of minutes. You can look to like Wesley Matthews is like the least favorite value play, but he's mint price, so he's going to see some good run. And then you have Horton Tucker, we'll get to him at small forward. Speaking of small forward here, I definitely think it's a spot to go cheap here. Don't have anybody to pay up for besides Simmons against Utah, and then you have Brennan Ingram, who's fine, but it's already up to 8,400. And then they've already priced up Kelly Oubre, Harrison Barnes been priced up, Anthony Edwards priced up. So I'm going cheaper here. I'm looking at Kyle Kuzma if he's in. I'm looking at Terrence Ross if there is no Evan Fournier. And then you have a bunch of value that we can go ahead and kind of plug in here. All that's really built in the 4 and 3K range. You have DeAndre Bembry's going to see 30 plus minutes. You have Cody Martin if there is no Hayward again. We have Taylor Horton Tucker's probably going to start and see really good minutes tonight against the Kings. He's a guy that is a good fantasy producer when he's given a lot of minutes, and he should just get a lot of usage tonight. He's been a pretty good shooter this season. So he is another piece of the Lakers that we want to get to. Power forward, Sabonis priced at 97. His price tag is coming down, but I think it still needs to come down a little bit more before he's a core piece. Porzingis looks great if there's no Luka tonight. And then we can probably go with some of these other pieces from like Toronto and the Lakers. I think Kyle Kuzma will play tonight, and if he does, 5,800, him and Shooter will really lead the offense in usage. And the matchup is one of the best you can ask for against Sacramento. He was probably heading into the day, so unless he's out, then I would definitely go to like Morris, 37, and we'll see a lot of minutes. So right now, the Lakers looking like a team that we can get a ton of value from. Toronto's looking like a team where we get a lot of value from. So that's pretty much it. I'm looking at those two teams right now, and then with a lot of injury news we're waiting on, so we'll see a lot of injury news for Houston, some Dallas, and then for the Pacers as well. And like Jeff Green is questionable, so we'll see where all this news takes us at the end of the day. But right now, we can definitely know that the Raptors look great and the Lakers look great. At center, we're going to be able to spend up for some pieces getting a lot of these value plays. So I think you can look to Karl-Anthony Towns, you can look at Vucevic, you can look at Embiid. Vooch has been one of the best centers this season. He's been playing a little bit better than Towns, who's been still playing fine, but he's not been showing as nearly a high of a ceiling as like Vooch has done this season. So I will go with Vooch against the Hawks. It should be a fast-paced game, a big pace spot for the Magic. They play Vucevic a ton. He gets a ton of usage. Not many centers are taking 25, 26, 20 plus shots. He's taking 24, 26, 23, 22, 27. He's taking 20 plus shots every game, basically, except for one in his last 10, and that just gives you so much upside, especially considering that Vooch is knocking down over 40% of his threes, knocking down almost 50% of his 2-point field goals. He looks like a guy that we can get to at center. And then looking at Vooch to pay up for, looking at Porzingis if there's no Doncic. And then I'm going to get to some of these Toronto pieces, and I think Chris Boucher is probably going to go bonkers tonight if he wants to, just because there's never has he had many opportunities where they're missing a bunch of starters and he gets a lot of usage. He will be the third option to score the basketball besides Powell and Lowry, and he has shown a big time ceiling this season. He's a good shooter, knocks down his shots, knocks down his threes for a big guy. I think he looks great against Detroit at only 64. Like he should push for 30 plus minutes if he's not in foul trouble tonight. And that's happened pretty rarely. And he's even been able to have monster games in like mid 20s minutes. So right now it's the Lakers and the Toronto Raptors show. Go ahead and look at FanDuel. It's going to be pretty similar, but to see what pieces look good over there. Okay, on FanDuel, point guard options, starting at the top with Luka Lillard. Uh, we'll see if Luka plays or not. It's definitely going to be a pretty big piece of news that we're waiting on. We have decently priced plays in Trae Young and Kyrie. LaMelo still looks good if there's no Hayward. He's been priced up on FanDuel. I like Kyle Lowry a ton. I like De'Aaron Fox. And then if you wanted to go cheap here, you definitely can with Dennis Schroeder at 5,500, with Brunson if there's no Doncic. maybe Michael Carter-Williams if there is no Evan Fournier. But the first piece everybody's going to start with is Kyle Lowry, and I think that is the right play. At shooting guard, we are looking at Harden. If you can get up to him, it'll be great. I think you probably can on FanDuel. No Van Fleet, so we'll probably get good minutes out of Terrence Davis, who is 3,500 as a min-priced option. I don't. They always move the position of Norman Powell, he's small forward, so I think Terrence Davis is a guy that we can get to as a value piece. I like SGA here. If Anthony Edwards also looked pretty good at 6,400 against Charlotte, Buddy Hield, if he's in, 5,600 looks pretty solid. Terrence Ross if there's no Fournier. So still waiting on some pieces of news with like Buddy Hield if he's in, or if Fournier's out, that would make Ross a lot more appealing. And then if there is no Luka, then Tim Hardaway at 43 is a guy that we can get to. Right now, I'm just going to plug in Terrence Davis, just because he should get a lot of minutes tonight in place of Van Fleet. Should probably get 30-plus minutes in. He's a guy that, at 3,500, we've seen him be able to put up 8 to 10x value when he's given some opportunities. Small forward, really nobody to pay up for here, so another position to go cheap is going to be a spot that we can pay up at center if we wanted to, or pay up for like Harden at shooting guard. So at this position, looking at like Norman Powell is $6,800. We have some of the Lakers pieces. I don't know if they have a ton at small forward. They'll probably have a bunch at power forward with Kyle Kuzma. So yeah, they basically have nobody that we can look to. So I think you can still be Norman Powell here at 6,800. He's going to see a lot of minutes. Should see a ton of production. With him, Lowry leading the show. Now that this position isn't super deep at like the mid range, so I feel good about going to Norman Powell. Power forward. See if we can get to Kyle Kuzma. If he plays, he's 57. If he doesn't play, you can look to Morris at 4K. And then you have Kristaps, who looks good either way with in place of, well, I mean, if there is no Luka, he would be a core piece at 7,800. But right now, I do like Boucher at 66, and I like Kyle Kuzma, assuming he plays. And then center, I kind of like the fact that Boucher is not a center option because I want to get up to a center, going cheap at all these spots. So I think Vooch looks really good. I don't really want to go Embiid against Gobert. I do like Towns, but I think Vooch gives you similar upside. He's just been taking a ton of shots this season, and if there's no Fournier, that'll help him in usage. So that's it for the picks. It's really Toronto and the Lakers right now. Then I do like Vooch to pay up for, and then we'll wait and see what we get about this Luka news. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Best of luck tonight, and catch you all later.